He has eaten a live cockroach, gotten teeth pulled, and been waterboarded. All to get into character, all for the sake of acting. There is no denying that this man is devoted to his craft. Today, we'll be discussing Academy Award-winning actor and Omar's fave, Mr. Nicolas Cage.
Applause, please. I'm pausing. Hold on. No, it's a lot of applause.
Like you're him. Like you're Nicolas Cage.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Couch Quickies. Wonderful intro by host Nadia and OMar over here. And I'm, of course, your co-host, Omar. And yes, today we are talking about Nicholas Kim Coppola.
Yes, real name.
Right? Better known.
If you didn't know.
Yeah. More well-known, I should say, as Nicolas Cage. A delightful thespian.
Delightful.
He's delightful.
He's wonderfully delightful. We had to do it. We just had to do it.
We had to. There was just too much Cage coming at us at once with that Netflix show. We were like, you know what? We might as well just jump right into it.
Yep. Yeah. People were like, oh, you got to watch it. We're like, been there, done that. Already did it. Go check out our page. Because I posted, right? I asked what everyone's favorite Nic Cage movie or must-see Nic Cage movie was on our page for Instagram. And we got a lot of good ones. I mean, this man's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
A lot of movies.
Absolutely.
Started his career in the 80s.
Early 80s.
Early 80s. What was his most recent film?
My God.
You know,
his most recent film.
that.
No, I'll tell you right now because I have IMDb up.
Oh.
Because I was like, yo, that's all the information we're going to need.
Sure is.
The last one that I think came out is called Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, no.
And when you think of Jiu-Jitsu, you think Nicolas Cage. And honestly, I've seen it come up. I want to say maybe on Amazon or something. And I haven't watched it because you have to pay for it.
Oh.
And although it's called Jiu-Jitsu, it doesn't look like they're doing any Brazilian martial arts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder.
It looks like Last Samurai. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe it's like the origins of Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, or the wall with Matt Damon, where these white guys just happen to be in like feudal Japan or ancient China. I don't know.
It feels right.
It feels like it feels like when I watch it, I'm gonna be like, man, did you see Jiu-Jitsu? But for now, we're just gonna wait.
And what year was that?
That is 2020. If I'm not
Oh.
mistaken. Yeah. So look for it, guys. And if you've seen it, please let me know. If you've seen it, you're also probably
You got to be a Nic Cage fan.
You're probably a better
Nic
Cage fan.
Nobody else is watching that.
Or you have a fire stick that you've cracked.
Or you love jiu-jitsu. Okay, so we were like, got to do this. He's got a plethora of movies that he's done. Plethora?
Do you know what a plethora is? Okay, now we're jumping into something that he was not in. He was not in the Three Amigos.
Anyways. Omar, why do you love Nic Cage so much?
You know what? I've said it before, so I don't have to wax poetic about it.
Got it.
The guy just goes for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And anyone that's willing to just take the risk, and essentially on studio pictures, like you know, where there's money involved. It's not all like indie films. You know what I mean?
No, they're major motion pictures.
You got to just respect it.
Yeah.
And I think that he catches a bit of a weird not bad rap. Do you know what I mean? But people are like, oh, Nic Cage.
Yeah.
But look at the movies. Like when you asked on Instagram, people were sending you movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Well,
and it's not like you were like, hey, send me the shittiest Nic Cage movie, you know. You were like, hey, send us something that's going to convince me to like it.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, people just happen to know a bunch of Nic Cage movies to recommend. Come on. Don't lie to yourselves, people.
So we went on a marathon
Absolutely.
and we tried to watch as many as we could in the course of like, what would you say, like less than 48 hours.
Yeah. We locked ourselves in a Nic Cage cage. And we are watching these movies.
We did. Okay, let's see. Which ones did we get through? We had already watched Connor. So a lot, I'm going to say a lot of these. The ones that we watched, I had already seen Face Off, so I was watching that again. I had already seen Connor, I was watching that again.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't seen, was it Raising Arizona?
Well, yeah, we watched. Okay, so, oh, God. Here's the funny thing. We started the year with a Nic Cage movie.
Yeah.
And not on purpose.
No.
Just, we were just up. Remember? So it was like 3 a.m. And we were just crashing out basically on the I was on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whatever. Oh, this movie's called Next. And you were like, what is that? And I was like, it's a movie where Nic Cage can see in the future, but only for 2 minutes. And you were like, literally, you were like, I was like, okay, I'm putting it on. Not even thinking that we started the year.
Yeah, we got
Nick.
into it though.
You, me, Nick, and Mark sleeping.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I just really like hassling you about your love affair with Nic Cage, because I just think it's a lot funnier to poke fun at it. But yeah. I honestly don't fully hate on Nic Cage. There's a lot of movies that he's done that I really like, and like you, I enjoy watching him perform because he's entertaining.
Exactly.
He really does go for it. No matter the role, it's like he gives it 110%. Even if you'd imagine that even if he was like featured in his child's school play, he would give the performance of a lifetime. Like, that's just what he does. You know, he lives and breathes it.
Do you know that I'm not saying that he credits himself as, you know, the guy who got him going or anything, but I read a story where he said that when he met Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp was just like some musician, some rocker that wanted to play music, and that he told Johnny Depp, like, you know what, I think you're an actor, man. Like, you've got what it takes. You should go into it.
Wow.
And that, like, you know, not that Johnny Depp was like, you're right, Nic Cage.
No, but he saw something early.
And he said that, yeah, like, he's like, so that's cool that he actually went on with it and, you know, made a career out of it. But there you go, guys.
Yeah.
Quite possibly Nic Cage is the one to thank for all those Pirates movies. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
I like those movies.
Yeah, I mean, the first two.
We didn't start the timer.
Oh, damn.
Shit.
Go. Ready?
Hold on.
Oh.
Shit. Okay, I'm going to actually hit 20 minutes on the timer instead of the stopwatch, so we will hear it beep.
Okay.
And go. We've already talked a couple minutes about it.
That's all right. But let's go back to the fact that we watched. We tried to go on a marathon, but when it's movies, there's only so many you can get through.
Yeah. Because we even got cut off with
exactly. But I thought that you should see Raising Arizona,
right?
Because it's a comedy. It's a really good movie by the Coen brothers, and it's real early Nic Cage.
Yeah.
Like, it's. I would say it might even be the one that like made him blow up.
It was 1987.
Oh no! You know what? No, that's a lie. We started with Valley Girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you want to see real early Nic Cage,
right?
And it's crazy because he's not being the Nic Cage that everybody knows, right?
Right.
Like, but he's still in there. You can see that it's just who he is.
Right. Right.
So we watched that. And it was like, okay, you know, it's a teen comedy, even though they all look like they're 37.
Yeah.
But that's where we started. And then from there, we watched Raising Arizona. And, I mean, did you like both of those? What did you think?
I did. I liked both of them. It's usually trickier when you're working in reverse, watching older movies now for the first time, because it's like, you know, it's just there's like a nostalgia that you cling on to when you watch something when it first came out, or you know, around that time, closer to that time, and then you have these memories of it, and then you watch it again and it still rings true. And when you don't have that, it's kind of missing a little thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have that nostalgic connection to it.
Right.
So I think for me, there was a little bit of that, because I was like, Valley Girl. Like, they both kind of were like, I don't want to say they were boring, but they were a little slower than like,
Really?
a little bit.
I mean, okay.
I don't know. I don't know what it was that I wasn't like, oh man, blew my socks off.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, oh, these movies are gonna change your life.
Yeah,
Do you
they
know
were
what I mean?
good. They were good, and I liked them.
Right. But I thought that it would be good for us to watch movies because everybody, not everybody, let's just say you in particular, his later work.
Right.
Where everybody kind of he's already Nic Cage.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or at least in the way that you view it is already like, oh, it's Nic Cage.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how if you're watching something with Christopher Walken, you're going to see Christopher Walken no matter what it is that he's doing. But the earlier stuff is like really interesting and there's a lot of different stuff there. Like I know we didn't get to it, but like I think Moonstruck is really good.
I know. I haven't seen that in a really long time.
And Honeymoon in Vegas is good.
Yeah, I have that on my list too.
But after we saw those kind of like early Nic Cage, because we didn't watch Vampire's Kiss, which is like one of the ones where he just went crazy.
You were telling me when we get to it.
I know. But I feel like you've already seen him do crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's watch some other stuff where he's just kind of really acting like. And then we watched Leaving Las Vegas.
I actually really liked that
which
movie.
Is you were like, this movie is so depressing.
It is. I liked it though. It was really sad. I don't think I had ever seen it before. But there was just something, it's a very unconventional love story, if you will.
Right.
If you want to call it a love story. Because they do fall in love. But obviously he's an alcoholic and he's determined to just basically kill himself from alcoholism. He's just given up on life. And he meets this hooker and she kind of starts to like him and he tells her like, listen, this is my plan. Like it is what it is kind of thing.
Yeah, he tells her straight up. He's like, okay, when they finally kind of decide that maybe they should live together or it's really fast. Like even fast. She's saying like, this is so fast, but I can't stop myself. Like, I feel like we belong together, whatever. He tells her, he's like, fine. Because he doesn't even want to do it. Yeah. He's like, he just wants to drink.
Yeah, he wants to live in a bummy motel.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care where I live. I just want to get drunk constantly.
Yeah.
And he tells her straight out, he's like, okay, but do not ask. You cannot ask me to ever stop drinking.
Right. That's the rule.
Yeah. And it's just crazy. It's like these two people who are really just like
they're in a dark space.
They're in a bad space.
Yeah, they're in a dark space.
They're especially for her.
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel where she really starts feeling for him and he's just a drunk and it's a really good movie. But
it is a good movie.
I thought that was important. Which he of course won an Academy Award for. Not only won an Academy Award, but he also won a Golden Globe. And he won a Screen Actors Guild Award. So say whatever you want. My man has got statues. He's got it there. Like, sorry. Like, you know what I mean?
The proof is there.
Yeah. It's like, you think it matters? He's like, I've already achieved the level. Yeah. I won an Oscar. So get off my dick. Put some respect on my name, said Nic Cage. But of course, you've got his later stuff, Face Off, Con Air.
Yes.
And then we watched National Treasure.
We watched National Treasure. We watched that today.
What'd you think of National Treasure?
It's good. I like it. It's action adventure. It's like a modern day type of Indiana Jones vibe. Like
exactly.
It's really good.
He's figuring out clues and finding treasure.
Yeah. And again, he's so passionate and it's hilarious to watch, And Omar knows all the lines. What do you think? More like treasure protector.
That's exactly it. He sounds just like, ladies and gentlemen, Nic Cage is in the building.
Oh, stop. Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
It's like Elvis.
So good. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a real strong obsession with Elvis. I feel like.
You were telling me that.
Just if you ever see I want to say it's Vanity Fair that they do that thing where
they interview them.
Stars will explain their roles.
Oh, okay.
Like this is they talk about it, and he's got the hugest I mean, I would assume costume jewelry, those rings.
Oh, were those all Elvis's?
No, I'm just saying it's a very strong,
yes.
like
That vibe.
Elvis-y vibe
Yes.
with the.
He's an interesting man.
You know what he is, and that's the thing is like even if not to mention that the fact he's an actor, so that it's about his acting,
Right.
but his
Personal life.
personal life is.
Yeah, I looked up some facts. Should we get into the facts?
Yeah, go for
We
it.
can go back to the movies. Okay.
Yeah, go for it, definitely.
So when I said the whole thing about the cockroach,
Right.
so apparently, which I didn't see and you did, in 1988's Vampire's Kiss, he ingested a live cockroach. So
Right.
whatever scene that was, like that really happened. He really did it. That's commitment.
Yeah, you've got to see that movie.
It's fucking disgusting. I'm gonna watch it. I want to see that.
He's just having like a nervous breakdown about the fact that he's becoming a vampire.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy.
I want to see that.
It's crazy.
That sounds funny. Is it supposed to be funny?
I don't
not a comedy?
know. I mean, I think it's funny, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know that it's sold as a comedy. It might be.
Okay. Interesting.
Now that I'm thinking about it, because I've seen it, but it's not like I ever saw it advertised or anything.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
He also there was another shit. What movie was he filming?
There was another shit.
There was another shit. There was another. I forgot to write down the note. I basically wrote. I just wrote. He slept in Dracula's castle. That's all I but
That's your note.
yeah.
Nic Cage sleeps in Dracula's castle.
Yeah. He was doing another film.
Mm-hmm.
And another actor asked him because he was like, "Oh, I'm so tired," or he was like emphasizing that he was tired. And the other actor was like, "Oh, did you not sleep well?" or something like that. And he told him, "Oh yeah, I went over to was it Bram's
Bram
castle?"
Stoker?
Yeah, he went and spent a night in there and slept a night in that castle for some researching purpose or something like that. I can't remember.
Crazy. Well, I know that he think he owns a production company that I think has made some made a vampire movie, which would make sense.
Okay.
But he's also just like
he's
guy.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, if you look him up, he's bought castles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got like an island. Or, I don't know. I'm thinking he sold a lot of that stuff.
He lost. Okay, so one of the other things is he bought Madame LaLaurie's mansion in New Orleans, which if you don't know about that mansion, that's supposedly an extremely haunted mansion. Yep. Madame LaLaurie was this, I don't know what she was. She was a madam.
she was a madam.
She owned this big house and she had slaves and her husband was a doctor and supposedly they tortured and killed all their majority of their slaves in there.
Yeah,
really gruesome,
like tortures,
gruesome, opened their brain and did crazy shit to them. Yeah. So and it caught on fire. Like there's all kinds of stories about this mansion, and it's said to be really, really haunted. And he bought it and lived in there for I don't know, like a year or something like that, and then he lost it in a foreclosure in 2009. So,
oh man,
kind of went south for him over there.
That's the thing is that. In the late 2000s, right? He had some tax basically issues. I don't really know.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, he definitely lost a lot of his property and stuff like that. The back taxes, whatever. You know, him and Wesley Snipes, they could probably sit around and talk about it one day over some drinks. Like, did you get for tax evasion? Yeah, me too. I mean, they're like, wait, yo, like, what?
Did you hear the story about how he had a home intruder with the fudge popsicle? Do you know that story?
It's the fudge popsicle thing sounds familiar, but I really want you to tell me the story. Go, make it dramatic.
So,
and use
I don't
Nic
know the
Cage's
details.
No, go.
So basically, I woke up one night. And as I sat up from my bed, my king-size bed, there was a man.
Yes.
Not only a man, he was naked. And he was eating a fudge popsicle.
I do remember this. Yes, I do remember that this happened.
What the fuck? Why did that even happen? Yeah, he woke up one night in the middle of the night and he just like sat up and there was a naked dude who had broken into his house and was literally eating a fudge popsicle staring at him sleeping. Like, whoa.
He was like, put it down. Put it down. I'm a popsicle protector.
I hate you. Yeah, isn't that weird? That's a weird one.
That's a crazy ass story.
So, I don't know. That was a weird little fact I
Oh,
found.
that's so funny. You know what's another tidbit of why Nic Cage is awesome? He's really into music.
Oh,
but he's really down for like heavy metal.
Well, because of his son.
Well, his son, yeah. So his son,
I would imagine.
his son was in a couple of metal bands. I wouldn't necessarily recommend him to anybody, but if you want to hear Nic Cage's son do some black metal, look up Eyes of Noctum or something, and whatever, you'll find it.
You'll find it.
His name is what? Weston?
Weston.
So he, West Cage. Look up West Cage. He makes metal. It's not great.
Well, he doesn't go off Cage.
Not gonna lie to you. No, that's yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go to YouTube and look up, well, that might be his name legally, but it's
okay. But he changed his that's his stage name to West Cage.
He's like, I'm West Cage. And I mean, yeah, it's some black metal shit. It's like some dark shit, but
he looks a lot like his dad too. Like there's something there. Well, it's like Nic Cage has these like brooding dark looks, but he's got these like piercing blue eyes, and his son has that look to him too. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
beautiful
it's crazy.
eyes.
Like just look into Nic Cage a little bit. You'll be like, holy shit! Like he's like his best friend's like Rob Zombie and stuff like that. Like you're like, this was pretty fucking metal.
Yeah, I mean, sitting down with him for like an hour would be awesome. Just picking his brain and talking to him because he probably has all kinds of hilarious stories.
I know.
Man.
And not only that, you want another layer? He's into comic books.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on. Like actually, I saw that. So his real name is Coppola, which obviously he's related to Francis Ford Coppola,
his uncle.
Yeah, so he would ask his uncle, like, "Yo, put me in a movie or whatever." And in Hollywood, that's what happens. But he was like, "I'm gonna change my name so people don't always think that
Well, they were making fun of him.
Yeah, exactly.
I read that too.
So he changed it to Cage because of Marvel Comics' Luke Cage.
Got it.
So you see what I mean?
Got it.
What more do you want? I just keep stacking the pros.
Omar is the biggest hard on right now. Like,
oh no! I better move this dog then. I don't want her to get. I'm sorry. Am I assaulting you, Burbs?
No, but speaking of that too, I also read that he came across the copy where Batman was first introduced. No, I'm sorry, Superman was first introduced.
Yeah, the first issue of the Superman Action Comics,
and then it got stolen.
Yep.
And then it was later recovered years later. It was found in someone's abandoned storage unit.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. The fact that you get it back.
I know. Like I've heard stories. Like I heard a story a couple years back about a guy that they returned his car that was stolen in the 70s or something like that.
Wow.
It was some classic car.
Yeah.
And they stole it from him and it just ended up in a shipping container.
Wow.
And one day they were like, I guess they finally noticed it or whatever, and they're like, "Is this your car?" And he's like, "Holy shit!" And now it's worth like way more because it's in perfect condition.
Did he get it back?
Yeah,
he didn't have to pay for it or anything.
You know what? I don't know.
It's like, how does that work?
I mean, I'm sure if the government wants, they'll hook you up some taxes, but it's stolen property. I don't think you should have to pay for your shit.
I know. I don't think so either, but you never know.
Unless they're like, "Oh, we had to take it to a tow yard." Now you gotta, pay to get it out of the tow yard. Sorry. They gotta eat.
Let's see how we're doing on our time. Oh, we have 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Okay, so real quick, based off of the movies we did watch. Okay, watch Leaving Las Vegas. Okay, Face Off. I had loved when it came out. Came out in 97.
Yep.
Loved it. Thought it was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. He took off his face. This technology. Whoa. It was just mind blowing, right? And then the acting was great. Then cut to yesterday, we watched it again. I hadn't seen it since like probably early 2000s.
Right.
Let me just tell you something about these 90s movies. There's a layer of cheese that lives on all of them, and Face Off is no exception because it was still good. Not gonna lie, it was still really good.
It's one of the best.
But there's a corny level to it that is like what you were pointing out. It was so funny. All the stunts were just so poorly executed. Well, like you could see the chords and everything.
Well, yeah, it's like one of those things where I'm watching it and I was like, man, you can totally see the strings on this guy that's about to get shot with a shotgun and fly back into the barrels.
The first action scene.
Yeah, the first action when the plane hits the hangar.
Yes.
There's explosions that happen that are not even related to the plane. It's just like
there's like rockets shooting from the windows.
Yeah. And a lot of the gunfire and explosion just looks like sparklers.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? All props to John Woo. Like the guy throws a couple dubs in there, makes a really good action movie. But I think a lot of that cheese, like that corniness that you see is a result of stuff getting better now.
Yeah, of course.
Like, if you go back and you were to watch, something that is a good idea, like Jason and the Argonauts or Sinbad or the original Clash of the Titans. Mm-hmm. It's like this stop motion animation stuff, and you're like, these effects are whack.
Yeah. So to go back in time, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So that was funny to watch.
That's a great one.
But they did do a really good job still with the technology and the like the prosthetics and all that kind of like that whole scene when they're changing the faces. Like that was a bit ahead of its time. They did a good job with that part of it.
I mean, but let's talk about the fact that you know what? No, I don't care. I'm gonna talk about it. When you were like, okay, but what about the rest of his body? And I will say when they're talking about what they're gonna do, they literally just glance over and they're like, oh, yeah, we're gonna put some, your body hair and your head hair is gonna be the same. Don't worry about it.
Then they said we're gonna get rid of your love handles.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some liposuction and we're gonna swatch. We're gonna switch your cocks out. Like, wait a minute. They should have said that. Like, I know you were asking me, like, you're like, well, what about this?
Because his wife. I was like, so
he bangs his wife.
Yeah, I was like, didn't she notice that it was a different dick? They don't all look the same. So unless they happen to have the similar looking penis.
That's so funny. Like, I was like, yeah.
They probably make love in the dark like everybody else.
Like everybody else.
Yeah, no, that
we're just sitting here like, you make love in the dark. Loser.
Oh no.
Oh.
Time is up. But there was one other scene that I thought.
But we're gonna ignore it.
We're gonna ignore it. Well, we have to wrap it up anyways.
All right, we should.
Yeah, there's still so many other movies that we still have to watch. The list goes on and on and on. But also from Face Up, how squirmy was the scene when he walks in? It's supposed to be. It's hard to explain because
you're talking about John Travolta.
Yes.
Yeah, you're talking about they've switched and John Travolta comes in and gets real pervy on
his own daughter. But it's not his daughter.
But it's not supposed to be his daughter.
Because Castor Troy is inside of John Travolta.
But we're talking about Nic Cage. You can talk about the entire intro because even Nicolas Cage says, like, I'm not even that character for more than the intro of the movie.
I know.
But in the intro of the movie, you get a lot. You get him headbanging to the choir. You get him feeling up that singer.
The pre-scene is so good.
You get him licking that lady's face.
Yeah.
I could eat a peach for hours.
Yeah. And then he throws her out the plane. What?
Bro, you're insane.
He's literally insane. I know. He even said, he's
good.
like, I think we should make a movie that's just all Castor Troy. Like where he gets to play Castor Troy.
Oh my God. Let us know if you would watch an all Castor Troy.
I would. I'd be super down.
Like
But that scene, I feel like that scene is kind of the beginning of where you're like, okay, how far are they going to take this movie? Because this is like, whoa. The way that he's like feasting his eyes upon his like teenage daughter, it was just like, oh my God, how far are they going to go?
Well, the movie's got a lot like like in the beginning, the whole point that John Travolta doesn't like Nic Cage's character, right, is because he shoots him and kills his son.
Right.
But the thing is, when Nic Cage is watching him, you see the kid, and then the carousel, whatever that they're on, turns, and Nic Cage is like, "Oh, the kid must have jumped off the carousel." Yeah. I'm sure John Travolta's just writing it for himself.
He didn't care. Nic Cage did not care. Okay.
But then they show him that he kind of has a little bit of remorse, like, oh. And then at the end, why does John Travolta just steal his kid? He's like, hey, this kid's living with us now.
I know. The ending of that was like, I was like, that kid's gonna have a lot of questions.
Yeah, imagine that the kid's parents just got shot. And not only that, but now he's gonna have to deal with John Travolta rubbing his face all for the rest of his life. Like, what was this like?
I hated that.
Like, that's one of the worst family things you could do. Like, that's what I do to the dogs. I do look. I'm like, oh.
It was that shit was really forced. It was like, but I feel like they needed something to make it very. Oh, if I do this, this is recognizable and very specific to what John Travolta does. You know, not his character, whatever. So they needed that little something. So that's what they decided to go with. But it was just like a lot of weird, like,
it was so weird.
It was weird. Who does that?
Oh my God.
That's weird.
Well, anyways. You know what? Before we go, we definitely got to say thanks to everybody who sent us movies. Really good movies that Nadia has seen and forgotten or hasn't seen. Mandy's really good. Color Out of Space is really good.
We watched 8mm a while back.
8mm is like
that's
a totally
really dark,
trippy movie. That's one of my favorite.
That's
Nic
a
Cage
good one.
Movies. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
But here's the deal. Before we go, there's two things that you need to know.
Okay.
One, he's got a movie coming out. Okay, or that he's filming. It's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. All right, and this is a movie where Nic Cage is going to be playing himself. Do you want to hear like a quick plot?
Yeah.
Like a synopsis? Here's what it goes.
I'm just picturing all the porn spoofs that are going to be made off the title.
It's going to be
that.
Nic Cage. It's going to be, I think, Pedro Pascal, who's the guy that plays the Mandalorian and stuff like that. He was in Narcos. But the here's the plot. It says Nicolas Cage begrudgingly accepts a $1 million offer to attend the birthday of a Mexican billionaire who's a super fan.
Okay.
So that's the thing. In this movie, Nic Cage is playing himself, who doesn't have a lot of money. He's like strapped for cash. He's like, yeah, I'll take this gig. Okay, so when things take a wild turn, Nick is forced to become a version of some of his most iconic and beloved characters in order to extricate his wife and daughter from the fan who's actually a drug lord.
So he's going to play like a shit ton of his movie roles?
I think it's just going to be him going bananas. And it's going to be dope.
Oh, it's going to be good.
So who knows when that's going to be, but we're definitely going to watch that. And also, eventually, you'll be able to see Nic Cage as Joe Exotic in The Lion King.
Oh,
the Lion King. God, Nic Cage is gonna be in The Lion King.
Hakuna Matata.
Don't go to the elephant graveyard. I'm so bad at it.
I hate you.
But anyway, no, he's doing the Tiger King show that's gonna be.
Why can't we just let the Tiger King die already? Because
I'm gonna say this. I agree. I don't think the show needs to be made. I think, oh my God, I'm gonna keep saying Lion King. I think Tiger King was what it was, and it should just exist as that. And I don't want to see those people again. They weren't really great people.
They're shitty people, and they should not be getting famous. Why was that lady on Dancing with the Stars? So, I don't understand any of it. I'm confused.
I don't think the show should really, I don't think we need it. But damn.
No, but that's what it is. This is America. We want to watch the train wreck.
But don't you want to watch Nic Cage
that's
do
why.
this? You're just like, kind of.
As long as they don't get any money from it.
What are you talking about? They're going to get who? Oh, the
Tiger King.
I'm sure they'd have to get paid for their likeness rights or whatever. But I don't even want to give them any more. Not the people.
Annoying.
It's all about Nic Cage.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Nic Cage forever.
There you go. I think Nadia's jumped on the Cage train.
We're Cajun, baby.
That's it. See you guys. Bye.
He'd like it.
You know what's crazy? I think I would